quick flashback and done. Thinking back, all she had ever done was complain. She was strong-willed, bratty, and hated to lose, but she was still so lonely. Once again, I take my phone out of my pocket without realizing it. Amadeus. Since I hadn't picked up any of her calls yesterday, she hadn't called at all today. I stared at the Amadeus icon for a moment, and then put my phone back in my pocket. When I got back to the lab, I saw that Dara was completely exhausted. There was no need to even ask. It was obvious he hadn't found a single clue. Suzu had been doing this for over half a year, so her face didn't betray her emotions anymore. Dara didn't even bother asking me how it went. He could probably tell from the look on my face. Dara said what I'd been thinking, but trying not to say. Suzuha evidently had no intention of giving up. Watching these two always gave me a strange feeling. For a while after they first met, they were complete strangers, and now they were father and child. And age-wise, they were exactly the same. Maybe I could understand how Suzuha was feeling, but I had no idea what Dara was going through. I realized he'd come up with the same idea I had. My head hurt. Get them deep underworld connections. Before Suzuha or I could respond, he took out his phone and started typing a message to someone. Was he serious? And was text messaging the preferred way to get in touch with the criminal underworld? In fairness, being a hacker was a pretty underworld sort of occupation too. If I knew someone like him, it was quite possible that the person he said he knew really existed. That was quick. Is this going to be the reintroduction of Moeka? Because she didn't show up in that other ending. But I mean, she's in this game, and there's an icon for her on one of the endings, so... That was true. Dara was sending another message. He was probably telling her where we were. Also, I mean, like... that quick of a response would be a huge tell. Now all we had to do was wait for her arrival. And then the phone rang. Not Dara's phone, my phone. Was it Kuroso again? I picked it up and it was Lukiko. That was rare. When he wanted to talk to me, he always went through my area or sent a message via text or line. Or wait, could Daro's underworld contact be Lukako? If it was top secret information network connecting all the shrines in Japan, and Lukako was one of its members.
もしもし、ルカ子か？
あ、岡部さん。すみません。今大丈夫ですか？
I mean, we can answer this because like there's no, like we said, there's nothing
どうした？
pressing or life-altering choices in this chapter.
実は僕、岡部さんに相談したいことがあって。
相談？
今からお会いしてもらえないでしょうか？
今から電話じゃ言いにくいことなのか？
はい、少し。
Right now? Would it be okay to leave this to Daro and Suzuha?
悪い。これから客が来ることになっているんだ。
I was interested to see what kind of person Daro's friend was.
そうですか。
その後からじゃダメか？
その後は僕も用事があって。
そうか。
それじゃあ。
Just as Luka was about to say something. I heard sharp footsteps coming up the stairs, and then a knock.
どうぞ。
悪いルカ子、お客が来たようだ。後で連絡を。
And then I stopped. The person who opened the door was... It was...
こいつ、また。
Yep. It was Moeka Kiryu. I hadn't seen her since the ATF seminar.
岡部さん、どうしたんですか？岡部さん。お茶どうぞ。
Moeka was silent, with her head tilted slightly forward. Seeing her caused a dull ache within me, like my heart was being squeezed dry.
どうして？
Why was she here with Daru? I had any number of doubts in my mind.
どうしたのかりん。
いや。
Moeka tilted her head a bit to the side, and I quickly averted my eyes. There was no connection between Sir and us anymore, so she wasn't going to kill my Eri. She wasn't going to kill my Eri. She wasn't going to kill my Eri. She wasn't going to kill her. I said to myself over and over again and finally started to relax.
おじさん、顔色悪いよ。大丈夫？
気にしないでくれ。それよりもダル、説明してくれ。
ああ、この人は桐生氏。ヘンプロのライターさんだよ。
桐生萌香です。
She silently handed me her business card, which had the name of a company called Arc Rewrite on it. Daru gave a brief explanation to me and Suzuha.
なあ、ダル。お前はどうしてこの人と知り合いに？
前にさ、桐生氏と担当してる雑誌で秋葉関係の都市伝説を扱った特集があったんだよね。その時に僕のバイトのこと取材したいって申し出があってさ。僕のバイトってほら、あんま大きな声で言えないやつっしょ。だから取材に関しては丁重にお断りしたんだけど、ただ僕って普段から足がつかないようにかなり注意してるんだよね。なのに桐生氏はその僕にたどり着いた。それが気になって、で会ってみたらこの通り、すげえ美人さんだったわけだ。都市伝説を追う美人ライターとか燃えざるを得ないだろう、上皇。
And that's how they'd met. Suzuha was frowning as she saw how Daru acted around Moeka. She didn't say anything, but I could tell she was thinking that he'd be better off directing his attentions toward her mom. Moeka, for her part, seemed completely uninterested in Daru. She was wearing her usual poker face and fiddling with her phone. She's still using a Japanese feature phone instead of a smartphone, huh?
まあ専門ってわけじゃないけど、秋葉についてはかなり詳しいみたいだし、結構裏の方の事情も知ってるっぽいから頼んでみるのもありかなって。
人探し、そう聞いた。
うん、実はね、12年前に秋葉でいなくなった女の子を探してほしいんだお。
Daru told Moeka Kiryu the basic story. She was dead silent the whole time, but she typed his words into her phone with incredible speed. I said nothing and just watched. She was once around her. She probably still was. Was it okay to trust her? It was just a coincidence that I'd run into her here. I knew that in my head, but my heart just refused to accept it. Here in the Beta World line, we'd never encountered Moeka Kiryu before. Of course we hadn't. I'd chosen the Beta World line so that we wouldn't, even though the cause was Kiryu Makase's life.
つまり、その椎名かがりという人を探せばいいの。
そういうこと、どうかな。
やってみてもいい。
マジ？
でも、見つかるかはわからない。
もちろん、その場合はしょうがないよ。
Normally, Moeka and I would never have run into each other like this. Of course, we might have crossed paths in Akihabara. We almost ran into each other when she'd come to interview Dr. Luskin and Imaho at the ATF seminar. But I convinced myself that we were never going to meet each other directly. Was this fate? Were she and I fated to cross paths at some point? If that was the case, maybe it was better not to try to avoid her, but to watch her to see what she did. As I listened to Daru talk to her, that was what I started to think.
じゃあ、報酬は成功報酬で。その他の必要経費はこっちで持つってことで OK？
問題ない。
オカリンも鈴葉もそれでいい？
私は手伝ってもらえるなら文句はない。
俺も構わない。
じゃあ契約成立ってことで一つ。
Moeka nodded slightly and then asked us for information about Kagari that might be a clue. Stuff like the clothes she was wearing when she disappeared and what she looked like. After that, she left. All the tension suddenly drained from my body as I sank into the sofa.
おじさん、本当に大丈夫？
大丈夫だ。少し緊張しただけだから。
It was a little late, but I took some anxiety meds out of my pocket and swallowed them.
おじさん、さっきの桐生萌香って人のこと知ってたんだね。
え？
She could tell.
マジで？オカリンいつの間に？
どうしてそう思ったんだ？
見ていればわかるよ。
I guess you had to be pretty sharp to survive on the battlefield.
いや、知らない人だ。
アルファ世界線では知ってた？わかった。これ以上は聞かないけど、私なりに警戒はしておくよ。
それでいい。今はな。
一体何のこと？
緊張したっていうことさ。
わかるわ。桐生氏は美人で巨乳でスタイル抜群でメガネ属性まで持ってるもんな。しょうがない。
It's gonna shake my head at that.
そうだな。